And then you know what I do before we eat? Sometimes not on regular, but I say, instead of because we're not super religious, but I do say, let's thank the people who picked this fruit.
Oh,
or pick this stuff. Like, thank you for all the people who got our shit together so we could eat, because
I love that.
Yeah. And you know how kind and loving I am? Instead of throwing away meat, I look at Donnie, my dog, and I give it to him.
Welcome to the full Momty. You know it's hard out here being moms. We always seem to get the job done. Moms, they run the world. Moms, they run the world.
Hi, Jackie.
Hi, Vanya. Hi, everybody. And welcome to
The Full Momty. It's hard out here being moms. Get the job done.
This is for Anthony.
Yep. Okay, so hi, everybody.
Hi.
Welcome to this episode of The Full Momty. Hold your horses.
Oh,
hey!
Check that shirt out. Oh, my God. Hey. Okay, no more horsing around. Had to do it for the cam. I recycled that one. I already did it today. But anyway.
Yes. How's your week going, girl?
Honestly, it was a fucking disaster the last couple weeks. No, it was just like, we were just sick, like.
But like, in what way? How were you sick? Did you have the cold?
I wish. Like,
COVID?
it was a cute little stomach bug. And then, but it's been a while. Like, I'm fine. But then it was like a back-to-back illness. So like, I'm not a good sick person. Or like, I actually held in there, but like, it's just depressing to me, and like, cause like then we have to be isolated, and I can't like play with people, and I love
social.
I'm a very social person. I realize, and when the littles are sick, like they just want mommy, and I'm so happy. It's like you're torn because it's like there's no place I'd rather. No place I'd rather be. We're neurodivergent.
Welcome.
So. Basically, like, I felt like, we have to not go around anybody, and there's no place I'd rather be than caring for them, but also you feel a little trapped.
Too much of anything is not good for you, honey.
Yeah, and like
even your own children, as we know.
Yeah, and I kept them home from school and stuff, so it's been challenging, but I'm getting my mojo back, and we're on the upswing. And
good.
Yeah. What about you?
Well, I will say I do hate throwing up. I just wanted to.
Me too.
It's like my least. I haven't thrown up in years, and the other maybe a couple months ago. We had taken our kids to like a fancy restaurant in like Malibu, like in the hills. And it's one of these that's like, it's a steakhouse, and it's like it's bougie, but it's also like looks like a cabin. And so it was for our anniversary, but we took our kids with us. I don't know if people do that, but like we just didn't want to get a babysitter. And
yeah, it's like an extra $100.
It was even
for a babysitter.
We have two, and so we took them, and we had this really nice meal, very expensive. And then we stopped by one of my best friend's house in Malibu, and she made me a very strong cocktail, and then we were taking the windy road back here, which is like Virginis, whatever. I barfed. Luckily, we have barf bags everywhere because Calvin barfs a lot.
He's a barfer.
And the kids are traumatized. Like, they talk about it. If I ever say I'm dizzy, they're like, Mom? Because I was dizzy, but I was probably overserved as well. So, and that's the last time. I don't mean to talk about throwing up, but it was so upsetting that I
thought that... If I went through a phase where my husband, like, we couldn't even say which we reframed to be the throw up word because we used to call it the N word. Not good. Nausea. But like then we realized what that sounded like. You can say that out in public, and so I said, no, don't say the T, throw up, because I have the same, I have a phobia.
We can move forward if you want.
Oh, right now. Okay. Yeah. Well, I just want to say, I don't want to brag.
Yeah.
I just had diarrhea.
Oh.
Yeah, baby. And it went downstairs for me, and I was like, fuck.
Oh, for your neurovirus. You just had diarrhea.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Yeah. I mean,
Lucky.
I was nauseous. But the others all... It was violent.
Well,
it was like,
oh Lord, okay.
It was like The Exorcist for everybody.
Oh my God.
Except for me.
Besides that, this week has been crazy, and I've just been working like honestly, I've been working so much and I'm commuting like an hour and a half each way.
That's a lot.
It's insane. And I have like an eye twitch that will not stop.
Oh, I thought you were just winking at me.
Yeah, no, I'm like, hey girl.
No, it's not showing.
Is
You
it
look
you sure?
But
Yeah.
that means you're tired, right?
Yeah,
I think.
I don't know.
Doctors.
I think I'm stressed out.
Yeah,
It's fine. I'm having a great time. I'm happy to be here. Honestly, I've been looking forward to this all week.
Me
I cleaned
too.
my horse coat for you
Dusted
for
it
this.
off.
Okay, so our guest, you guys, today is one of my favorite people. We are going to talk about horses, but we're also going to talk about other things. I think we call her on, and then we'll tell her some of our stories a little bit.
Okay.
So please welcome our guest. Her name is Annie Barker. She is a dear friend of mine, but also the co-chair of Santa Clarita OCD Walk and Community Awareness Event, which is amazing. I went last year, and it was incredible. It was so moving. So when it's coming up next, we all have to go. She's an all-around badass mom of 2 kids / horse lover. Annie Barker.
Annie, trot on in here.
Should I make the noise?
Yes. Welcome. We're so happy to have you. Thank you so much for saying yes.
I couldn't say no to you. I love you.
I know. She's hard to say.
I know. She's hard to
So it's like, how do we start? There's so much to say, but this idea came to me because animals, not just horses. Annie also has a bunny.
Oh,
I didn't
fun.
tell you.
Giant bunny.
It's
yeah.
giant.
Yeah.
Oh,
He's huge.
can I come over?
Yes,
Please do.
it's amazing.
What's his name?
Honey.
Honey the
Honey
Bunny.
Yeah.
Good. Very good.
Talking about animals and how much they, like studies show they lower your heart rate and all these things, and all this is true. Horses in general, there is, what do they call it? Equine therapy?
Equine therapy.
Equine therapy, that's a thing too.
Yep.
So horse therapy.
Horse
Yes,
therapy.
okay,
Yeah.
yes.
Yep.
Wow.
But where do we start? I'd love to know, well, how do you know me?
So you saw this gorgeous goddess walk in the barn.
We met.
We met
You
at
were
the
like
pool.
you were one of my first friends in Santa Clarita when I moved here.
Oh, that's special.
Yeah.
Really nice.
And our daughters were in a split class. It was during
Yeah.
COVID.
Yeah.
And she has a daughter that's younger.
A what class?
The split class. The
Kinder
K1,
and
right?
one. Yeah, Amelia was
Yeah.
in first.
Split it? Like splits?
Yeah, that happens.
Oh, okay.
A lot.
Like learning splits?
No.
I'm being
I literally really enjoy that.
really
but
wish I were
it's like
joking.
Some kids are kinder and some kids are first. But maybe they did the splits. They were at home a lot of
It's
the time,
true.
so perhaps
They were still doing
Yeah.
splits.
perhaps. Yeah.
But they were in a split. Got it. I didn't know that was a thing.
We were the
I'm from the
people-
East Coast.
appreciate that.
Not everybody put their kids in school at this time, but I was like, get the fuck out of my house.
Yeah, yeah.
And when we knew kids weren't dying of COVID, I was like, you gotta go out
Yeah.
into the world. I am not a homeschool person. I can't do it. I can't do it. Some people could do it. I can't do
me
it. So I was
neither.
very happy to get.
Yeah.
Anyways, that's
Yeah.
where we met.
That's where we met. And then and I'm like, love her.
I know.
Yeah.
I know.
It's
and
nice.
then
And I
the
love
kids
you.
the kids get along.
Yeah.
And then we
We worked very hard for the school for many years.
I was like, how are we?
I was a PTA president, and she
I
was
her
the
VP.
EVP.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, I didn't tell you that.
We
either.
did that. I know.
Yeah.
You know.
You're on
So
it.
running
We were-
things for a little
Every
while.
single day we were together in the trenches, and I know that sounds like a little bit dramatic, but
also it's a lot.
it's a lot. And it was during COVID, coming out of COVID, everybody was scared, and people were like, we also had a surplus of money because the last 2 years there wasn't.
Which was fun.
Yeah, it
That
was.
was really fun for us. We
And
like
did-
spending money.
Oh my God, and we love the arts, so we
Yeah.
put on some crazy art stuff.
Good.
too.
Yeah, we had a lot of fun doing that. It is a lot of work, but it was worth it, and I'm glad it's done.
Me too.
I was ready to move on, and
yeah.
I think you were too. We put a lot of time and
Yeah.
energy and love into it.
I know. We just had our science fair, and I saw my friends who are now the chairs of it, and they were I said, I'm so sorry I don't have more time, because I do feel genuinely bad. I love the science fair. Like, if the next thing past art, I'm like, the science fair is my favorite thing because it feels theatrical.
Oh,
a little
okay.
bit. I love it so much. Anyways, he was like, it was Nicole's husband,
Yeah,
Brian. He was like, you've done enough, Vanya. And I said, thank you. Or
that's so nice.
You're welcome.
That was
Or
a nice.
Do you want me to get on
both.
here?
That was a nice way for him to say
It really made me feel better, and I was
Yeah.
like, thank you so much.
Yeah, no, I really appreciate that because I feel bad sometimes too. I'm there an hour and a half a week, and I'm like, this is what
That's
I
a
can
lot.
give.
Some
That's
people
what I
can't give
can
zero.
give, right?
That's still a lot.
And I feel bad sometimes too. I mean, I help out here and there where I can, but I really appreciate the acknowledgement that like
It was
you
very-
gave a lot of time. So did
So
I.
I was like, thank you.
Yes.
Backing away.
I know exactly. Back away slowly.
But
Don't ask me to do
last year. Was it last year? Well, why don't you tell us, however you want to, introduce yourself, but then tell us how you acquired a horsey.
Oh, that was unexpected. If you ask my husband, we were never getting a horse.
Little does he know.
So my oldest daughter started riding when she was 5. She went to a birthday party at a horse ranch, and it was all over. She came out of the womb loving horses. I did not grow up with them. I didn't know anything about them.
Oh.
Now I cannot live without them. So last year, I want to say it was about 2 years ago now, the school where my daughter rides moved ranches. And there was this horse there that was terrified. He was pacing back and forth. He was scared to death. And we felt so bad, but there was nothing we could do but just calm him a little bit.
I feel like he's me. I would be him in horse form.
Oh my gosh. He's like, who are all of you? What are all these tractors doing here?
Okay.
What's all this commotion? He'd been there on his own for a couple years with just a few other horses.
Oh.
So he was already there.
Okay.
So when we got there, didn't know him. Over time, my daughter started noticing him. And we noticed we didn't see his owner very much. And she's lovely, but we didn't see her very much. And so over time, she fell in love with him. Aww. And she wrote me out. You might not even know this part. I don't know if you know this. My daughter wrote a letter to my husband and I. And this long letter, and then she comes with this like cup of coins. This long letter about how she needs to adopt him. She's like, I will do whatever I need to do. I want to adopt him. He needs us. I need him. And we were like, girl, like, we know you love him and he is the sweetest thing in the whole world, but we're not getting a horse.
Like that's a whole thing.
We're not getting a horse. This is a whole thing. We can't do this. Like,
how old's your daughter? Sorry.
She's 14.
Okay.
She's 14. So at the time, she was probably 12, 13. Aww. And so she's been riding for years, right?
Okay.
And, of course, every girl's dream is, like, she wants her own pony, right?
Yes.
But we were like, well, when you become an independent adult, I love that for you.
Yeah.
And so we were like, no, that's not happening. So anyways, but we said, but you know what? Maybe we can work it out that you can spend time with him. Maybe we can work it out that you can go in and brush him. Maybe you can groom him, and maybe you can turn him out, which is giving them exercise and things like that. Spend time with him. So initially, when we made that request, we were turned down. Our instructor reached out to the owner, and she was like, no, I'm sorry, I'm not comfortable with that. Okay. So we were like, that's really sad for us, and, we'd love to spend time with him, but we're moving on. So cut to, I want to say it was like 2 weeks later. We arrive at the ranch. We were going to clean. This is a very long story I'm giving you right now. You feel free to cut it. But cut to, we got to the ranch.
You're not stalling.
I can't help it. So he was out. It was the first time we'd seen him without a fly mask on. We saw his face for the first time. And he was out playing. And now this man, Carlos, who has become a dear friend, he was there. He had turned him out for the owner to let him have some exercise. First time I met Carlos. And so we introduced ourselves, and we started talking about how much we love Skooter. And he
that's
was like,
horse?
That's the horse. Skooter with a K, because he was named by another 13-year-old years ago.
Oh, good.
Skooter
with a K.
Yeah. So we started talking to him, and we're like, yeah, we love him. We asked if we could help with him. We were turned down, and he goes, oh, no. Let me call her right now. He's like, I'm going to call her. Literally, that changed everything. Like that moment where we met him, and then he saw us. We were helping at the ranch that night. We were cleaning all the stalls. It's a lot of work.
It's a lot of work.
We were cleaning all the stalls for our instructor. She had the evening off, so we were helping her, and we were feeding all the horses. My daughter is turning out all of her horses are so lucky. They get to go out together at night. It's a really unusual setup. So they get to play together all night.
Oh
I mean, it's incredible.
Ooh, they have like a night rave.
Oh, it is the coolest.
They can do whatever they want.
Let
their hair
You guys should see.
they
do. You guys, you should see them rolling around and chasing each other.
Maybe we should go.
You should go. Come this summer.
Okay.
No, please come this summer. It's nicer when it's warm out at night, and it's nice.
Okay.
So he had seen my daughter interacting and the confidence that she had in turning out all these horses on her own, and we're doing all this work. So he set up a meeting with the owner. And initially, she, again, was like, no, I'm really not comfortable. Like, I've been asked by other people, but I'm not really comfortable. And I said, what if I'm always here? What if I'm always here?
There you go.
And she was like, okay. And that's where it started. I said, okay, well, any time that we're with him, like we'll brush him, we'll give him exercise, we'll walk him around, but I'll always be here. And she was like, okay. So I would send her videos and I'd send her pictures. And in the back of my head, I started falling for him. I was because before this, I would spend an hour outside his stall, just nuzzling his nose. And he's the sweetest boy. So anyways.
So cute.
So I'm trying to be a little more brief, but like this literally all changed everything for us.
Yeah, the horse that
So I know.
I told you I wrote it.
I know. So over time, I would send her videos, and like he was just the happiest boy, and like he was getting out all the time, and we would just spend hours brushing him and just loving him. And she is, I'm still in contact with her. I still text her pictures and videos and stuff, and she loves him dearly. She just wasn't a horse person. Her daughter was the horse person. So as much as she loved him, she wasn't really comfortable being around him. And so, right. It was a very interesting setup. So we earned her trust. And you guys, I said to my husband, I remember having an anniversary dinner with him. I ended up in tears over, margaritas. And I'm like, babe, I just love him so much. And he needs me, and I can feel that he needs me, and I was like in tears. And I'm like, what, like, can we try? And he's like, no, that's
it's a big
no. He's like, that's a big deal. We
like
can't.
Literally,
financially, emotionally, time. Like, he's like, no. So, anyways, cut to, and I was terrified. I started getting these feelings. I'm like, what if I've invested all this love and fallen so hard for him, and she decides to move him? She decides that we are, I'm not comfortable with this anymore, right? So he hadn't been ridden in several years at that point. Oh. He hadn't been ridden.
It just makes me a little mad and annoyed. I'm sure she's a lovely person, but like, why wouldn't you? If someone was like into it.
I thought that. Like,
I don't want to shit on her, but like,
there's reasons. So here's the thing. Like, yes, in loving him as much as I do, of course, there's a part of me that's really sad that he wasn't getting what he needed for a long time. I think she just wasn't capable of giving that to him. Yeah. And I'm really grateful that she trusted us with him. Yeah. You know what I mean? Honestly, I try really hard to look at it from that perspective.
And I think too, it is a liability. Like,
that was her thing.
Like, I know you
have... Fine, I forgive you.
I know. Because
I'm the mad friend.
I'm sure there are things you signed and everything, but like I rode horses a little bit when I was younger, and like one took off on me, and okay.
Oh, I've been tossed a couple times.
I'm a dancer. Yeah. I literally like just remember that happening and being like, you just have a respect for them. Yeah. Because it was a wonderful horse, but they can get spooked, and they can. So I do understand that part of it.
He's 1,100 pounds.
Yeah.
So she was nervous. She was nervous, especially having a young person, at 12, 13 years old, and feeling like, okay, well, if he gets scared and knocks into her, am I liable for that? So I understand that. So thankfully because I was willing, I'm like, I love him too. Yeah. So I will be here. I'm always there anyways. I love watching my daughter ride. Like, I love just being with the horses.
I want this for our
family, oh my gosh, too. It is the most special experience, and everything else melts away, right? Yeah. Like, my blood pressure, I tell you, every time I'm pulling up to the ranch goes down. It's the best. Someday, my kid will have a horse ranch. I have zero doubt about that. But because that's in her heart. Yeah. And that is her absolute passion. I'm like, I'll visit yours. Like,
for sure.
That's what I thought, right? I'm like, invite me over.
Right.
But then on my kiddo's 13th birthday, I called the previous owner, and I was calling her about something, like maybe something he needed, or is it okay if I do? I always ask her permission, he's not mine. Mm-hmm. Is it okay if I do this? Or he needs this, is this okay? I would always ask her. So I called her, and I was asking her a question. She goes, actually, I'm really glad you called. She said, I had a question for you. I wanted to know if you'd like to own Skooter. She had no idea it was my daughter's birthday. She had no idea. And so it was just this moment of like, this is, I believe in a lot of what you put into the energy you put out comes back to you. And I believe that we're all connected. And so that was in October. And then I had to convince my husband.
I was thinking him. I'm like, he's the hurdle. But I have a feeling she's going to work on him. She's just got to
then I had to
break him in.
So I, of course, call him. My heart's pounding because I'm like, oh, dear God. Yeah. And I'm not like I've been a stay-at-home mom for 13 years at this point, right? Like, he is our sole provider. I've always been very much of like, this is everything we do is a group effort, and that's how he's treated everything. Very much like we work together on everything. Like we make these decisions together. I can be very persuasive. So I call him immediately. My heart's just like pounding, and I'm like, "You'll never believe this," and he's like. Yeah, no, why? No, Like, I love that. Like, that's so sweet. I know. So 2 weeks I had to work on him.
Okay.
So
broke him in.
2 weeks. And I was just like, listen. And I'm like explaining and I'm showing him the video.
Yeah.
So I'm like, did you see this? Like, have you seen this video?
Right.
Have you
but what about this one?
100%.
Yes.
And he had met him several times, but because we have 2 kids and they have different activities, I'm usually the horse mom, right?
Okay.
Like, I'm usually the one that's there. I've developed relationships there. I've developed the community. So he's not as invested. He is for our daughter, but not for, like, our family.
Did he ever ride as a child? Or?
No, he's still never ridden.
Oh, okay. That was a question.
I'm trying to get him into boots, Vanya. Like, I'm just trying to get him into boots.
There's a new boot barn.
I know.
And we have beautiful. I love
really
a boot barn.
nice.
I almost went and got a new top for you. But anyways.
I do love a boot barn.
Another horse top.
Yeah. You can't have too many.
Yeah. No.
You
Here's the thing. I
can't.
don't ride, but I love the look.
Well, you need to come see him.
Oh my gosh.
Please come see him.
I will.
Seriously, we love sharing him so much. That's part of like the joy that we get is that we love sharing him. Yeah. Seriously.
I love horses.
Oh, please come see.
What is your experience with horses?
I love animals.
That's true.
But I love horses because they're gentle giants. I don't know. My mom rode horses. And so when I was little, she brought me to a stable and I think I did like a horse camp maybe or something. And we got to like pet them and we got to brush them. And then we got to, clean the little hooves. Oh, yeah. Big hooves.
Yeah, get that gunk out of there.
And get, clean up their shit and everything.
Oh, yeah.
And but it was one of those things where I should have been afraid in a way, but like I just immediately wasn't, and I just was like, this awesome, majestic thing is like the coolest thing I've ever seen, and like I can't believe it lets me pet them. You know what I mean? Like, and I just and then like seeing them nuzzle and everything, and then my mom was like, all right, let's get you lessons, and so I did lessons, and I got to ride. And my horse, I didn't own one. I'm so sad, but we kind of did like a boarding type of thing.
Oh yeah.
And I got to ride him, and his name was Honey.
Like
Honey Bunny. Oh my gosh, like Honey Bunny.
That's so cute.
Yeah, and it was
It
truly like the time of my life. Every time I got to do it, it was like, you're right, like it
You need to
melts
come
away.
see him. Yeah,
I would love to. I would love to. Yeah.
And there's like 35 horses on the property where we are, so even just being around all of them is really special.
Yeah.
It's really special.
I sorry, really quickly.
No, please.
I was having a bad week the other week, and I guess there's a sergeant or a police officer that had was doing like show and tell, like when the parents come and talk about their jobs and for the preschool. Sorry, yes, for the preschool, and so. He was showing his horses.
Oh.
And so I dropped off Aria, and then I went to turn around, and I saw like like one of those like trailers. Thank you. Yeah. And the horses near it, and I was like, oh my God.
That's still us. Can I just tell you? Every time we see one, we're like, horse trailer.
I was like, and then they like came out, and I was like, fucking horses. Oh my God. And I did the whole, like, I drove by and like put my window down, and I was like, oh, they're so pretty. And he was like, do you want to come out? And I was like,
I know. Yeah. If you insist.
Yeah, okay, fine. And I oh my God, one of its name is Hollywood, and I think it's like a famous horse. I mean, it's kind of a big deal. And then there's another one called, oh God, I don't remember, Jack. I don't know, but they were so cute. One was a little older, and I pet that, and I was there for like 20 minutes. And then another mom came. She's like, I'm a little scared of it, but I see her in there with it. And then she eventually did it, and then I overstayed. They were like, we need the horses back for the children, ma'am.
I'll just come with you. Why don't I help you?
But I just, it brightened my day. It honestly brightened my week. And I'm just obsessed.
I feel you.
I'm obsessed.
I want to eventually get into how horses like sort of help with some of the challenges that we face.
Yes.
It could be neurodivergency, but just having a bad day situation. But before we do that, what was your daughter's reaction when she found out? That's what I need to know.
Okay, so I'm going to be, so I will be brief and I will tell you after I finally convinced my husband that we were getting a Skooter. I was like, I already knew. I was like,
This is happening, buddy.
It's not happening.
Yeah.
So once he decided, so we wanted to make sure that we had the paper signed and everything. And again, we committed to him before we even knew if we could ride him because we loved him so much.
Wow.
So he still had not been ridden.
He had not been
in a
ridden.
couple years.
So now he's ridden all the time. He's wonderful.
Oh my God.
So my grandmother, do you know this part of the story?
No, but I love your grandma.
Okay, so my grandma at 96 was out here from Nebraska traveling. She was an amazing, amazing woman. I could talk about her for hours.
I can attest to that. I met
She
her.
loved Vanya.
I love her.
She loved Vanya. So she was out here visiting, and I got the opportunity to tell her that we were adopting Skooter. My kids didn't know yet. And the intention initially was that we were like, it's so close to Christmas. Let's wait and have it be a Christmas surprise. I didn't know if I could keep it that long.
Yeah.
But let's just see. And then my grandma got really sick. And she ended up in the hospital. And when I was talking to my aunt and uncle, who they're also we love them dearly. And they live in Arizona, and I was talking to them. They're horse people. They owned many horses. And I was explaining to them the situation and that, Skooter he's 26 now. He was 25 at the time. And I was like, yeah, I think I got to tell Grandma. And we weren't sure how Grandma was going to do. But I was telling my uncle, I said, I think we're going to wait and tell the kids at Christmas. And he said words to me that I will never forget. He said, don't delay love. Don't wait. I know. And he's this like cowboy teddy bear. So those words just struck me. They stay with me every day. And unfortunately, my grandma passed here in the hospital, but we got to spend a lot of time with her. And we signed the papers, and the morning my grandma passed, we had to tell them the unfortunate news that Grandma had in fact passed. But the next sentence was, we're going to go see our horse. And we got to tell the girls that day. We showed them. So I have this vivid memory of sitting the girls on the bed and letting them know about Grandma. And I said, this is really sad. Grandma's now with Grandpa, and we all got to spend a lot of time. We were really, really lucky. We got to spend a lot of time with her. And we said, but we do have some other news for you, and we have adopted Skooter. And I mean, literally, my oldest lost her ever-loving mind. She was like, oh my God, are you serious? You're kidding, right? Are you serious? So she's like looking at the paper. So that honestly brought us to healing. It's like, of course we were sad, but like even when I found out that Grandma was not gonna make it, I spent time with him. I went to the ranch and I spent time with him, and I just was with him in peace and listening to songs that she loved. And that day we took the girls, the four of us. It was our first time with him as our horse together. So it was just this like full circle moment because my grandparents owned a ranch in Nebraska with horses. I know, it was just very full circle. And so that it was a very healing moment for all of us. And knowing that I got to tell her before she passed.
Yeah, so she knew.
She knew. And I think my grandparents were all a big part of how it all happened. So
100%.
Yeah.
I went to her 95th birthday.
95th, yeah.
And they had it was everybody dressed like sparkles and like really
Gatsby,
yes.
yeah.
And they had a Elvis impersonator who sang to her. Yes. It was the best.
It was so fun.
Need to get that impersonator for something.
Oh
but
my gosh,
he was amazing.
So
it was such a good
Grandma
party.
was a badass.
She was.
Honestly.
She
graduated
hilarious.
college at 86 years old.
Oh, awesome.
I mean, she was
what a broad.
Incredible.
She was a broad.
Yeah.
She was one of them smack kids.
Yeah.
Wicked she was
smack.
awesome.
I love it.
Oh,
Yeah.
cool.
Okay, so
That was a very long story.
no,
but-
this is what we want you.
Okay.
And I'm like, honestly, I didn't call it out, but
know.
I've literally cried in every episode so far.
I know.
I don't know.
That's
It's-
so beautiful, though.
Yeah.
I mean, and there's like there's a connection between animals and human. Like
Yeah.
we both feel it. Like absolutely no doubt. And you see those videos of like unlikely friends and like the animals that connect with each other.
my
And like
God.
Sweetest.
we're all connected. They can feel our energy. And I love that he got to be ridden too.
Yes.
That's cool.
Oh, he's ridden all the time.
Yeah.
So even the other day, so this is something when I was, thinking about coming here and just like some of the things that we might talk about. My daughter was having a tough week last week, and her lesson was moved to today. And so, because she takes lessons and she participates in a team and all that, and her lesson was moved, so our Thursday afternoon opened up. She comes into me, a little bit sad, and she goes, "Can we go to the ranch? My friend is going to be there riding her horse." It changed everything. I was like, yeah, of course we can. She got there. She left. Like, she spent 2 hours riding him and he loves it because they ride fast. I'm like, go slow, buddy. Like, we're not trotting. We are moseying. We're moseying. Maybe just slow that down also. So that's because that's not what I need,
I know, but I love a good trot, and I love a when you gallop on them.
Oh no,
that is the coolest feeling. You feel like you're flying.
I love that for you.
Well, I haven't galloped on a horse since I was a kid, so I might feel
45.
differently.
I think you need to.
I kind of want to again, but and I learned how to squirrel off. Luckily, when it took off, they taught me to. It's called squirreling off of one. So you
that's cool.
How to. But I still think about that. So there's a little fear, but I feel like that would be so fun.
Well, we have to get it.
We have to do this.
And actually, my daughter went to a birthday party and rode, and we did some lessons. But then, we got distracted because our family is a distracted family. And that's what happens. We don't stick with things, but we're trying.
But you are.
We are.
Can I ask? Because I know. Because we have mental health challenges in our family and neurodivergence. Was your daughter ever able to articulate kind of it, other than seeing it in front of you how much it helped and healed her? Was she able to articulate this makes me feel calmer or this makes me feel peaceful, or is it just kind of an unspoken thing?
Yeah, I think it's really it's more of an unspoken thing. It's like we both know.
Yeah.
Because we both feel it.
Yeah.
That everything else melts away. And I can see her demeanor change even on the way. Like if she's upset about something or just having, we all have bad days, right?
Oh, yeah.
If she has a bad day, I know, right? Exactly.
But really,
it's true.
It's true.
Dig up some
But
horse
especially
shit.
that
You're
that
good.
age group is the hormones are pumping.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
it's unspoken but you can feel it. You can feel it and you can see it. I mean, literally going from having a shit day to laughing with her friend, and they call it a pony swap, where they rode each other's, they each cantered around, and it's the coolest thing because canter, the gallop is faster. Yeah.
I think I did more canters.
Yeah.
I forgot that step. But I did do a gallop.
They're both very fast.
And she likes that.
Oh,
yes.
That's why she does gymkhana, because she just gets to go fast and have fun.
Cool.
She could put glitter on her horse and nobody cares. They're like, go for it. Add more. It's so fun.
Oh.
Yeah, but you can just see the grin on her face.
Yeah.
She's just having the time of her life and she's at peace.
I find animals, and I never had a horse. I did ride a tiny bit when I was young, but the thing that I feel really clicks is it just draws you into the present like nothing else.
Yes, you have to
you
be
can't
present.
be. Yes, the thoughts. Sort of have to You can't ride that weird roller coaster. You have to get into the present and be like, 100%. I'm with this horse, or I'm with this puppy, or
yes, I agree with you.
Yeah.
Honestly, I was thinking about that too. I have seen that we have a 1-year-old giant puppy, and she's giant. She's so cute, and she's a monster.
I need to be at your house.
Oh my God.
And your stable.
There's also a 5-foot fence between the rabbit and the dog.
Good.
Dog would eat
Yeah.
that
Oh
rabbit.
yeah. That's the fear. Yeah, that's the fear.
Bad for Honey Bunny.
But I feel that with all of the animals that I see with both my kids, it forces them to be present.
Yeah.
And it helps them regulate their nervous system and me. our giant bunny loves to be swaddled. Like, no joke. You can put him, like I could tuck him in my shirt. Oh. I'm telling you. Because we've had him since he was, like, itty-bitty. I don't think he was ever that tiny because he was pretty big. Yeah. But,
he's a big boy.
But I know. When we brought him home, my husband was like, I thought you said we were getting a bunny. And he's already, like, this big. Yeah. Like I said, I'm very persuasive.
Yes.
But I really, that connection, it helps each of us. There's a lot of neurodivergence in our family, and it helps all of us regulate our nervous system to just be present with them. It is incredible to watch and to experience.
And they're so present with you.
Yes.
You know, it's not like they're like, sorry, I got a text.
Right.
You know, like they're just so, you know.
You know, the funny thing I find is if I'm on my phone with Skooter, he will literally nudge my phone like,
excuse
bitch,
me.
I'm here.
Yeah. What are you doing?
Get on me.
That's
like,
nay.
Yeah, yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh.
Yeah. It's the coolest.
Cool. Thanks for sharing.
Yes. I mean, wait, how do we, is there an alarm? Is it like Pee-wee's Playhouse? We're like, Raz and Rosie time.
Oh, I love that.
Sure, but I think we've got to get this whore in here. Whore.
By bucking trends by coming in here.
Oh, God.
Yay,
Roll on
yay.
it. Oh,
They
she's got
recognize
it.
our
She goes
Rosie.
to Joe.
Yay.
Really bad puns.
Hi.
Hi.
This is Annie. Annie, this is Rosie.
Sorry, I just pet you.
I like this fun.
I just was listening over there and just like, okay, I just want to tell you, your story is so inspiring you were not going to have a horse. That was never in your life's path.
No.
And like that you can do things that you never thought were possible. Doesn't have to be like necessarily like a horse or whatever.
Yep.
But like that you were just open to it and persistent. I am like so jealous of that persistence. Like if you want something, like I feel like if it doesn't work out for me right away, I'll just be like, well, and then, but like I just love that you were like, you know what? Give him 2 weeks. He'll move it. Like that's just so inspiring.
Rosie is engaged.
Yay.
Very
to a horse.
He's a beautiful horse. His name's
name's
Felipe.
Felipe.
No.
It's amazing.
With a K. Felipe with a K.
Yeah, exactly.
Scooter.
No, but yeah.
Congrats.
Is it blinding you guys?
It is. It's beautiful.
Wow.
No, it's funny when I got engaged at Vanya's house and she wasn't there.
I went there. She was watching the puppies.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
It was on Valentine's Day. Felipe, I don't think he planned it to be on Valentine's Day, but he wanted it to be on a walk, like somewhere outside. And we went on a beautiful walk in Santa Clarita.
Yeah.
A lot of them.
It's a good place, guys.
And then Vanya gets to be like a part of our story.
I know.
Sorry, Jackie.
I
Jackie
feel really. I'm okay, but
so
yeah.
cool.
No, Jackie rolled up
And I
in
love
a
their
van
love.
before you went to Chuck E. Cheese.
Thank you.
She rolled up with a sign.
I was like, I
Balloons.
think there's more to this story.
The best part was it was a reused sign.
Oh, yeah.
It was a sign from her daughter's.
I'm so
joint
sorry. It was the back
birthday
of that
party.
beautiful sign that you made us.
And she clearly was like, wait, I gotta.
Okay,
Congrats.
but like now it's like dual memory, you know?
It was really
awesome.
truly beautiful. She rolled up in the van, she's a green minivan. It's
Beautiful.
Green machine.
and then the kids are in the back, and then there's just music blasting, and it was really special. Anyway,
But
Congratulations.
Congrats.
I know.
thank you. Do you want me to say my
Any horse stories? Any animal
No, but
stories?
I
Goat
actually-
yoga?
Okay, so. Oh, well, you stole my thing that was on my. I'm never sharing my list.
So
with you.
sorry.
No, but I wanted to say I'm going horseback riding next week. Shut up! I was like, that's crazy that I paid that time.
Wow.
Do you have any tips? Because I'm kind of
Stay
nervous.
on.
See, that's what I'm nervous about because I have done it before. I'm not a professional like Jackie. It's a joke because Jackie will say that she did things when she was a child, and
I love it.
And it sounds like she was a professional.
I mean, semi-professional, right?
Thank you.
Like, because I do know that they are relaxing, and animals like that they're just so amazing. And I have a quote I want to share about dogs, but what is it? Because I respect their majesty.
Yeah.
They're so giant, so it does make me a little bit nervous because, like you were saying, they're animal. They can and they'll react
Yes.
to whatever
They
they
could
can.
kick you and kill you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or if you fall off.
That's very motivating.
So go ahead, try it.
But like, so I'm going on. It's a horse. It's like a trail ride.
Yep.
So, but I'm still just like I know it's going to be like with horses that are probably doing
They
this every
probably-
single
yeah,
day.
yeah.
But
That
yeah,
helps.
what are
Okay,
you
so I
suggest?
always hear yelled in lessons, heels down, toes up, to stay on.
Okay.
and take a deep breath.
Okay.
That's the best advice, honest to God, that I've been given multiple times. Breathe, because I would find myself right here like this.
They can
and
feel
they can
your...
feel it.
That's what I
And
was
then
gonna
if you squeeze, they'll go faster. So so I've made that mistake.
I've made that
Take a deep breath. If you remember anything, take a deep breath.
I mean, and that's what they're there for, is to make you calm. And I know, like, everything about them is so calming. Everything about them is so beautiful. So, okay. That's good.
Deep breath.
They're cool.
I'm so excited. It feels like so dorky, but
No, not at all.
Touched a little. Apparently, you're supposed to get them on the side, right? You're supposed to like greet them on the side because their horse eyes are like, so they can't see if you go straight on. But if you don't mind for me, give a little on the nose. Their soft little noses.
Seriously, the kisses on like the sides of their mouth.
Oh my god.
I mean, I obviously ask the lady. Don't just go in there Frenching,
I'd
but
just make out with it.
okay.
Maybe ask the horse.
Ask the horse.
You know.
May I kiss you?
Do you like kisses?
Do you mind?
yeah. Good. Good.
What's the quote?
Yeah. Okay. So I just saw this on Instagram like 2 days ago, and it said it is that dogs treat everyday life like it's worth getting excited about.
Oh, I love that.
And I was like, that's what makes them like so special. Like that they just opening the fridge, like coming home, walking away for 20 seconds and then coming back. Like it's just like
It's true.
And but you guys were saying before too, like they live in the present.
Yep.
And so then you're just like there with them. But like I aspire to be more like animals.
Yeah.
You know, and like
I love
and
that.
cats.
Yep.
They're just like I don't care. Like I just
Yes.
want,
Right.
I am here for me.
They're not people pleasing.
No. Oh my god.
I'm a dog. I'm like, do you like me? Do you like me?
That's actually why I want to get a cat, because I want to like watch them
Calm.
and just they're calm and they just don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like just like I'm here, I'm enjoying my time.
Yeah.
They also respect rest. Like they prioritize rest.
Like animals in general.
Animals
yeah.
in general.
Yes.
And guess who
Yeah,
doesn't
they're
do
like,
that?
bye.
Parents,
Right.
adults.
Yeah.
And they don't.
Like,
they
I'm
don't-
tired, it's
They
nap
don't
time.
have cares about what other people think about them. Like, can
It's
you
refreshing,
imagine?
isn't it?
Yes. Like it's so inspiring to just like emulate animals. Anyway.
I love it.
I love that.
Yeah.
Rosie is a dog lover too, though.
I love
mean, not
dogs.
that I'm gonna say cats are not, but like I
Yeah.
know you love a dog.
No, and we foster a lot, and
They
it's
do.
like
Oh,
we
that's
had to do a
incredible.
medical foster, and it was like I did not want to do it, but we just so happened that it happened, but it was a surgery, and you just like feel so for the animals. I mean, like we've talked about this before. I don't have kids, but Vanya was like, I mean, taking care of an animal,
Holy
Jackie
shit,
too,
it's the
like taking
same.
care of an animal is like especially when they're so helpless without
Yeah.
you. Like it was like this major surgery, and he was bleeding everywhere, and it was a whole thing.
Oh, that.
But you're
yeah.
just like.
But it's true. Like when your heart feels that, like I always think of it as like the Grinch, but like the growing.
Yes.
It's the same feeling of like with the animals as with the kids. Obviously, people are gonna be like, "You what? Your kid's your animal?" But no, for me, it's like a very similar. I think humans are we're kind of simple, right? We only pay attention to one thing at one time. Our heart, when it feels love, it's feeling. By the way, Rosie, what did you think about the "Don't Delay Love"?
No.
Oh my god!
I know.
I was like,
I literally am gonna get like a full-on tattoo. I know.
I don't want to forget that. That's why I
I
that's beautiful.
told
Don't
my,
delay love.
I texted my aunt the other day, and I was like, my aunt. She would be like, "Why did you call me an aunt?"
my auntie.
My
dear auntie.
Auntie Cheryl is, as I say, I'm like aunt. It's so formal.
delay.
But no, I was telling her that the other day. I'm like, I literally think about this all the freaking time.
Yeah.
Don't
That's
delay
amazing.
love, and I was like, that's so simple.
So simple.
Right?
That what you were saying about that feeling, there is the hormone oxytocin, which is similar to a baby when you're bonding, but you can have that connection with animals too. And it's the feel good hormone, it's the love hormone.
And like you said, you've breastfed Donnie.
I have. I breastfed my dog. I breastfeed any of these fosters if they need.
Cool,
I don't,
cool.
not much happening anymore, but I'm probably kick something up. It's dust particles of milk.
That's so lovely.
Curds. Well, okay, listen. There's a reason that we have goat yoga. There's a reason that we
Yes.
have like puppy therapy. There's a reason animals go into nursing homes and things like that. So like we are we are connected, and like, hey, maybe if you're having a really hard time mentally, invest in an animal somehow.
Even a hamster, right? Or go visit one. You're right.
Or go visit one. Like I'm saying, you don't have to buy it, but like go visit.
Yeah.
When we first moved to Washington State when I was like 2 or 3 years old, we lived right next to a horse. But there's a lot of in Washington State, as you know, it's really got that beautiful top. But we were right next to like a horse. Was it someone that owned them or something? But anyway, just thinking about how like they're just bring you to a different level. Like they just really calm you down, and to just be able to go and just pet them, and like the fact that you have access to them, that you own it. But I wish more people did. I know I wouldn't want to bother the horses, but
It's
And they need the love too.
They do.
They do. I am telling you, it was mutual. He needed us as much as we needed him. But like I'm saying, one of our biggest joys in owning him has been sharing him.
Oh.
Yeah. And he thrives on that. We call him like the ambassador because everybody's like, Skooter. Yeah. We've had so many of our friends ride him and just come meet him. I have kids that I work with that are going to come meet him. It's just...
I got to get in line.
Yeah, please.
He's inspiring too, because like he hadn't been ridden for a while, and now he's been like there's something there with humans and us, and like what you're going through.
Get back on the saddle. You know,
yes.
if you went through a sex drought, get back in there.
Get back under the human. Yeah.
Just me?
I don't know.
No.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Like get back out there. Don't be scared. Yeah.
Anything's possible.
Yeah.
Don't delay love.
Don't delay love. Don't have sex with horses, but emotionally connect with them. How many of us here are vegetarians? Oh, and I'm like, sort of. I know. Do you ever think about that? Like, we love animals so much. We're like, but I have celiac disease. I have to cut out gluten, so like, and lactose. So I just do the chickens. Yeah. But anyway.
Well, I watch Alone a lot. Can we wait? Okay, so we kind of end our when we're talking. We do these things called mom me time.
I think it changes name every time.
Okay,
and I'm
parentless pleasure.
Parentless pleasure. Childless pleasure.
Childless pleasure.
Thank you, Tyler.
Why do I always say parentless? That's so funny.
You're parentless.
I don't know.
Shout out Tyler.
Thank God. Thank God for one of our producers over there. Okay, so okay. So one thing that's giving me pleasure, or with Sans the children, is Alone. Do you guys watch Alone?
No.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Okay, so that just because they have to hunt for their food, and I am like, I could fish for sure. I have fished and filleted fish, blah 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 blah.
Really?
Oh yeah.
With like a safety pin though, do you think you could do it?
Exactly. With just my teeth. I'm like, no, but it's amazing. But you watch, and they always say this is kind of like. It's like the respect of like all the hunters on these because they have to kill like squirrels and things like that. Yeah. But they're always like, "Thank you for giving me your life and like sustaining me." And they all do it. Okay. So I don't.
That's
feel bad.
better.
Yeah.
That's better.
Yeah.
Then
you know what I do before we eat? Sometimes not on the regular, but I say, instead of because we're not super religious, but I do say, "Can we let's thank the people who picked this fruit."
Oh,
Or pick this stuff. Yeah. Like, thank you for all the people who got our shit together so we could eat, because...
Yeah. I love that.
Yeah.
And you know how kind and loving I am? Instead of throwing away meat, I look at Donnie, my dog, and I give it to him.
Oh my God, you're not supposed to do that.
He'll probably die soon.
Well, he can't have breast milk anymore.
It's just why I love animals.
No more breast milk. Just
no more breast milk.
Wrong.
But okay, wait. I'm so sorry. Okay, can I do a child?
Yes, but Alone, you guys. There's a new season on Netflix, and it's really good. I'm enjoying it a lot.
Okay, shout out to Cat Williams' stand-up special on Netflix. That was something I did by myself, and he has a very funny bit about animals and how he has a farm, and like how he's like mad respect actually to farmers because he like bought all the animals and everything and was like, now I'm gonna eat the source, and he's like, we bought 100 animals, we haven't eaten one of them. He's like, they're my friends. And so it's a very 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 fun episode or whatever, you know what I'm saying. Fan.
Stand up.
Special.
All right, how about you, ladies?
You don't have kids. I mean, you do have kids, so you can. What do you do?
I do have kids.
Anything you're liking? Anything you're enjoying?
This might surprise you. I went back to work, and honest to God, I love what I do. Yay. So
can you say what you do?
Yeah.
Tell us what you do.
I work for a nonprofit organization called Fostering Youth Independence here in Santa Clarita. And it's just this, it was built by 3 women. They saw a need and they formed this nonprofit. And we serve foster youth who are aging out of the foster system and help them get their education so they can become independent adults. So I'm literally like just repeating the mission statement because we literally do that every single day because it's an incredible organization.
I'm gonna have to get your info because I work for the county and I also work for I have 10,000 jobs, but our thing is children and families, and like that's like our main mission.
Okay, philanthropy.
I mean philanthropy, but also in the nonprofit and also in the county and also space. So it's everything. But the whole thing is. But I wonder if my people work with you. Anyway, that would
wonderful. Be amazing. I mean, it's literally like fills my cup every time.
That's
and
great.
I get to work with these kids that are incredible. We call them kids. They're between 16 and like 26. But they're our kids.
Yeah.
It's incredible. And honestly, that it fills my cup. And we retired from PTA mostly. And I was ready to work. And honestly, like that's something that I pour into and it pours back into me. And so
cool.
Yeah. I love it.
That makes sense. What are you doing these days that are uplifting you?
It's a childless pleasure, something that I can do without children.
Without dogs.
Just anything.
Or Felipe.
Anything that you're liking.
No, I had this. Well, I've been listening to music a lot more lately, like new music, and dancing, like having dance parties by myself, like or with Felipe, but by myself is kind of better, just because you get to
be free.
Yeah.
I dance.
Yes, me too.
But I also like dancing with him. Let's be honest. Anyway, eventually you guys will hear the story about how he and I met. But what was I saying? Oops, lost my train of thought. Oh,
you're dancing.
Music.
Music, but I listened to Amy Poehler's podcast. Sorry to like
please
cross promote.
Let's cross.
Our biggest competitor.
But she had she had Jack Black on, and they were talking about an episode of that he was in, but it got cut. The sketch got cut, and he sang this song, and I listened to it 500 times, and it was just so stupid. It was called Boys Night Out. And it was like Boys Night Out, Boys Night Out.
Yeah, he's such a joy.
He's such a joy.
I love him.
And also the way that she reacted to it, she was just like, "Thank you, that's all I needed." And like she's like so bummed that like it got cut, but also that he remembered the song because it was like just so. I mean, and it's just like old SNL, like it just makes me feel so. And so I listened to that like so many times, and just like it's dumb. It makes me laugh. Who cares about anything? The world is blowing up.
I agree.
We need more of that.
Yeah.
Yeah, we do.
We need more of that. You know what? I'm going to have a dance party today. That sounds so fun.
All you need is 3 songs. All you need is 3 songs.
I didn't know that there was like
No,
a
you can have
requirement,
one.
but like,
You can have
okay.
one.
But
You can have
three
half
is
a
like
song. I
you
think
get
3,
the most oxytocin from 3.
Yeah.
Okay. Got it.
I made that up. But
Sounds right.
I believe you.
Yeah. Okay.
You do. You're very believable.
I lie a lot. No, I'm kidding. I don't. But I did when I was a kid. I was the oldest child, and I like told my siblings all sorts of things that they truly didn't. I did.
Little Vanya.
Oh my god. Oh yeah.
Oh.
Anyways.
Okay. Well, thank you so much for being on, Annie.
Having me, you guys. This is so fun.
Yes.
Do we know when the next OCD Walk community awareness event is going to be?
I believe we are scheduling it for October 18th. It's always in October. We try to do it along in the same week as OCD Awareness Week.
Great.
Oh,
so it
smart.
kind of draws attention.
Well, maybe we'll have her back on in 6 months or however long it is.
You know I love to talk OCD.
Yes, and I
good.
actually thought we might, but like honestly,
My story
the
was
horses
really
and-
long.
No. I mean, they're different subjects.
They're different subjects.
I
but,
do think that a lot of people. OCD is new to me, so I really say like
you know,
to be
like I
continued,
could literally
y'all.
talk forever about OCD. Can I just say really quickly?
Yes.
Like, the biggest message I will leave with, if I get to say anything about OCD, is that recovery is possible. That's what I want people to know. The most is that recovery is possible.
That's amazing. Mm-hmm. Oof.
Yeah,
All right.
my sister's a psychologist specifically for OCD.
Amazing.
Patients, and that she does a lot of cognitive behavioral therapy and a lot of therapy that helps people really. It's one of the kind of few that you can really work on and improve and almost,
when
Get to a point where it's like
recovered.
I consider myself recovered at this point.
Amazing.
All right.
They have a lot
Yay.
of good guests. They have speakers too when at this event. So we're
have
gonna
to
go.
go.
Everybody's
Yay.
we're going.
Okay.
All of it.
All right.
All of us are going
Thank
riding
you
a
guys for
horse there.
listening. We love you guys. We appreciate because I know you don't have a lot of time as a parent. If you're not a parent, time is special anyways. But thanks for hanging with us.
listening, and thanks to our crew.
Thank you to our guests.
Thank you.
Yes.
I love you guys.
Bye.
Bye.
Welcome to the full Momty.